Week 8 in the NFL kicks off with Thursday night football between the Green Bay Packers and the Arizona Cardinals. We break down the game, give you our best bet, and it all starts right now. Hey guys, it's Matt from GrandstandBettors.com, and we start week number 8 with some Thursday night football action between the Packers and the Cardinals. Before we get into that breakdown and prediction of the game, if you are just joining us here at Grandstand Bettors for the first time, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss any of our free picks or free predictions all season long. While you're at it, smash that like button if you are ready for some Thursday night football. I know we are. So, without further ado, let's dive in to our breakdown and prediction of the Green Bay Packers and the Arizona Cardinals. And week 8, in all honesty, did not start off well for the Green Bay Packers as a COVID outbreak did hit the facility earlier this week. For obvious reasons, Cardinals now favored by 6.5. Over-under is at 50. After the week 1 loss to the Saints, the Packers have actually been on a roll lately, 6 games straight winning by more than 9 points on average. However, every other team other than the Bengals was a sub-500 team, so read that for what it's worth. The Cardinals, they are not a sub-500 team. They are far from it. They actually also have the 4th best defense in the league and are only giving up 16.3 points per game. At full strength, this is going to be a good matchup between Aaron Rodgers and the Packers defense. However, with the COVID outbreak, Davante Adams and Lazard are not playing in this one, so it is going to be a different type of game that we see this Thursday night. They're really going to need a big game out of Aaron Jones if they want to have any hopes of keeping this game close. Now, Aaron Jones not having a great year, only averaged about 57 yards per game this season and has only rushed for over 100 yards in one game this season. They're going to probably utilize him a little more out of the backfield with some screen passes with the top 2 receivers down. But the good thing for the Packers is, although the Cardinals' front 7 is good at frustrating and generating pressure against opposing quarterbacks, they still give up some rush yards, over 115 rushing yards per game this season that they give up. If the Packers do not get a solid production out of Jones and A.J. Dillon, this is most likely going to end in a result for the Packers. Defensively, though, the Packers rank in top 10 in yards given up per game, so a very good defense they have, just like the Cardinals. Where they have, again, struggled like the Cardinals is in the run defense. It's going to be a major issue as Kyler Murray can really make defenses pay with his mobility. Last week, this Packers defense gave up 95 rushing yards to Tyler Heineke and almost 200 rushing yards to the Washington football team offense. Let's be honest, they got really lucky in that game to come out of that with a win. One of the things the Packers cannot do is solely rely on their run defense, though, because if they get sucked in just a little too much, they're going to get burned by the 11th best passing offense in the league. To make matters worse, the Packers are also going to be without their defensive coordinator, Joe Barry. So a lot of COVID issues affecting this team right now. Unless something out of the ordinary happens in this one, Cardinals should have no problem putting up points on this defense. Now, the Cardinals, on the other hand, as we mentioned, still undefeated after their 31-5 victory over the Houston Texans last week. They haven't started a season off 7-0 since 1974, and with home field advantage in this one, they should like their chances to maybe get to 8-0. The 2 main reasons for this great start to the season has been the pass rush and Kyler Murray. Their defense has produced 19 sacks and 29 tackles for a loss. J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones have been unbelievable. And while the spotlight has been on them, their secondary has kind of been overlooked. They're very good as well. They only rank 3rd in the NFL, or they rank as high as 3rd in the NFL, giving up 201 yards passing per game. That's very good. It's a very good, solid defense all around. And with the Packers missing 2 of their big pieces of offense, they're most likely going to have a hard time to get anything going against that Cardinals defense. As we mentioned, the other part of the Cardinals' success has been their quarterback, Kyler Murray. He's thrown the ball for over 2,000 yards. 17 touchdowns. He's also rushed for 126 yards and 3 touchdowns as well. A big part of his success has been the personnel the Cardinals managed to bring in for him. They added A.J. Green, James Conner in free agency, and drafted receiver Moore. This adds really a lot of depth to their offense, which is already have the likes of DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, and Chase Edmonds. Now, they also just traded for Eagles tight end 2 weeks ago, Zach Ertz. Quick shout out to him. I believe he's the only player in NFL history with touchdowns in back-to-back weeks with different teams, so that was pretty cool to watch. But getting back to the Cardinals here, we also want to point out that this team has a +8 turnover differential. It's very hard to beat teams that produce takeaways consistently like that and protect the ball on offense, so it's going to be a hard task for the Green Bay Packers. The Packers, like we just said, they're going to have their hands full. They're playing on the road. It certainly does not help that they're going to have Devontae Adams, their defensive coordinator, and Lazard all missing from the lineup, if you will. With all the uncertainty leading up to this game, I'm going to just tell you right now, take this prediction with a grain of salt, okay? And who knows how many more COVID cases could come up in the next day or so. But we think the edge here is on the spread. The Cardinals, they're favored still by under a touchdown here at 6.5. They're undefeated. They're playing a game at home. Packers offense is going to suffer without those players we mentioned, and they have the edge defensively in this one. So the best bet for Thursday night football between the Green Bay Packers and the Arizona Cardinals is going to be the Arizona Cardinals -6.5. Now, with all the COVID affecting the Packers, again, we would advise take this as a very, very small play. Who knows what happens in the next day? It might tick up all the way to 8. We would not play it at anything over 6.5. Okay, if it gets up to 7, 7.5, don't take it. Hey, and instead, join us live Thursday on our YouTube channel at 8:15. We're actually going to give out some player props before the game starts. So we'll have a better idea of who's playing and maybe a better lean or an edge there on some player props right before the game. So check our live stream out of this game Thursday night, 8:15, right here on our YouTube channel. But for now, sit back, relax, get ready for some Thursday night football action, and we'll see you Thursday night.